创业大赛墨尔本预选赛的总决赛圆满成功，谢谢大家。
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and our most distinguished guests. Welcome to the launch ceremony of the 16th Chunhui Cup, Global Students Innovation and Entrepreneurship Competition Melbourne Qualifier. My name is Echo from Global Business College of Australia, your MC for this event. And it's a great honor for me to be here with everyone today. 尊敬的各位来宾朋友们、留学生朋友们、女士们、先生们，大家早上好！欢迎莅临第16届春晖杯中国留学人员创新创业大赛墨尔本预选赛启动仪式的现场。我是来自澳洲国际商学院的主持人 Echo， 那非常高兴今天可以和大家在此相聚。I'd like to begin by acknowledging that today's lunch ceremony is being held on the land of the traditional custodians and pay my respects to their elders past and present. We would also like to pay our respects to Aboriginal elders of other communities who may be joining us online today. 首先，我谨代表出席本次开幕式的所有与会人员，认可此次活动是在澳洲传统守护者的土地上举行的，并向他们的祖先和长辈表示敬意。我也向今天可能在线参加我们开幕式的其他社区的原住民致以敬意。Since its establishment in 2006, the Chunhui Cup has developed into the premier tertiary student competition to foster innovation and entrepreneurship. The Melbourne Qualifier was established in 2016. Over 5 years, it has gone from strength to strength. Our goals are to foster an innovation and entrepreneurial mindset, connect tertiary students from Victoria and Tasmania to local discipline and business experts and capital, and mentor and support participants. 创新的激情融汇思想碰撞的活力，创业的渴望彰显青春热血的激荡。自2006年创办以来，春晖杯历经15年，现已发展成为留学创业工作的高端品牌赛事。2016年， 春晖杯大赛首次设立墨尔本分赛区。大赛的宗旨是为墨尔本领区的学生学者们提供创新创业的舞台，加强创业技能，搭建和各界精英、创投公司、孵化企业联系的纽带，以促成创业梦想。This qualifier is organized by the Global Business College of Australia, with Australian-China Association of Scientists and Entrepreneurs, Australian Association for China Biomedical Scientists, Victoria Chinese Student and Scholar Association, and the Chinese Students Associations from universities in Victoria and Tasmania. 本次预选赛由澳洲国际商学院组织承办，由澳洲科学家创业协会、澳洲华人生物医学协会及维多利亚和塔斯马尼亚众多学联共同协办。Thank you to our organizers and co-organizers for your efforts to make this event come to fruition. 那么在这里呢，我们对以上的机构和组织表示衷心的感谢。Next, please allow me to introduce today's VIP guests. 那么接下来呢，请允许我介绍一下本次预选赛的特别来宾。We are extremely honored to have present representatives from the Consulate General of People's Republic of China in Melbourne. His Excellency Mr. Long Zhou, Consul General. 中华人民共和国驻墨尔本总领事馆龙州总领事 Mr. 郭春明 Consul Education Office 教育参赞郭春明先生 Representatives for the Victoria Government Ms. Fiona Lettos Director of International Education Global Victoria 维州政府代表 Global Victoria 国际教育部主任 Fiona Lettos 女士 Mr. Clive Dwyer Director of Engagement, Committee for Melbourne. 墨尔本委员会合作部门主任 Clive Dwyer 先生。Representatives for the Victorian Universities. 维州大学代表 Professor John Dewar, Vice Chancellor and President of La Trobe University. 拉筹伯大学校长 John Dewar 教授。Professor 青龙涵Distinguished Professor and Pro-Vice Chancellor, Research Quality, Swinburne University of Technology. Professor is also the chair of the judging panel. 斯文本科技大学副校长、杰出教授韩青龙教授。韩校长呢，同时也是本次大赛评委会委员会主席。Professor Adrian Little, Pro-Vice Chancellor International of the University of Melbourne. 墨尔本大学副校长 Adrian Little 教授 Professor Wei Shen, Associate Pro-Vice Chancellor International Relations, Deakin University. 迪肯大学协理副校长沈伟教授 Professor Jason Geary, Dean International of Federation University. 澳大利亚联邦大学国际部主任 Jason Geary 教授 and all distinguished members of the judging and mentoring panel, as well as representatives from the incubators, venture capital companies, students, and the scholars associations. 以及评审委员会各位尊敬的专家评审们，各位维多利亚州政府代表们，墨尔本市政府孵化企业代表、创投公司代表、领区各学联代表们。Thank you again for coming to this event. 那让我们再一次感谢所有的贵宾莅临本次大赛。Now I would like to introduce today's agenda. 那么接下来呢，请允许我为大家介绍一下今天启动仪式的主要议程。We will have 3 parts for today's lunch ceremony. The first part will be VIP guests presentation. In the next part, we will have testimonials from former qualifier winners. Then we would like to invite everyone to open your camera and let's have a group photo together. 那么我们本次启动仪式呢，分为3个部分：嘉宾致辞环节、与往届获奖选手交流答疑环节，以及最后呢，希望大家可以一起打开摄像头，我们来共同拍一张大合影。 那么接下来就是我们的嘉宾致辞环节。First of all, I would like to welcome His Excellency Mr. Long Zhou, Consul General of the People's Republic of China in Melbourne, to give an opening remarks for today's ceremony. 首先，让我们隆重请出中国驻墨尔本总领馆总领事龙舟先生来为我们致辞。
好的，尊敬的各位来宾、各位留学人员、女士们、先生们、朋友们，大家上午好！很高兴今天能够出席第16届春晖杯中国留学人员创新创业大赛墨尔本预选赛的启动仪式，同大家一起见证莘莘学子风华正茂、挥斥方遒的风采，共同开启助力创业精英点燃激情、实现梦想的舞台。春晖杯的创新创业大赛是支持海外留学人员创新创业发展，落实国家大众创业、万众创新的一个重要的品牌项目。其中，海外分赛区的更将在国外的学习工作的优秀的留学人员集聚起来，搭建一个平台，让有志于创新创造的青年和优质的资源见面，助力青年激发逐梦动力、创新活力和成长的潜力，成长成为各领域的一流人才。“13五”期间，中国实现了全面建成小康社会的伟大历史性成就，创新型的国家建设也取得丰富的成果，在载人航天、探月工程、深海工程、超级计算、量子信息、复兴号高速列车、大飞机制造等领域都取得了一系列的重大的科技成果。同时，我们也看到中国发展不平衡、不充分的问题仍然突出，在重点领域关键环节的创新能力还不能适应高质量发展的要求。从世界范围来看，人类共同面临的气候、环境、资源等可持续发展的问题，也需要利用更多的创新理念、技术和方法加以应对和解决。今年中国的两会通过了国民经济和社会发展第4个5年规划和2035年远景目标纲要，开启了中国全面建设社会主义现代化国家的新征程，进入新的发展阶段，贯彻新的发展理念，构建新的发展格局，实现高质量的发展。创新的需求超过以往任何一个时期，创新驱动的时代要求给广大青年创新创业、施展才华提供了难得的机遇和广阔的舞台。墨尔本领区名校云集，众多优秀选子纷至沓来。自2016年设立墨尔本市赛区以来，春晖杯得到了维多利亚州政府、墨尔本市政府、澳洲当地的企业家、投资人、孵化园和社会各界的鼎力支持。他们为创业团队整合优质资源，帮助创新创业项目成功落地孵化，硕果累累。2020年，疫情也没有阻挡我们创新的脚步。第15届春晖杯立刻重重困难，首次采用全程线上的方式来举办。这一本身就充满了创新的举措更是激发了广大青年的斗志，成为历届赛事中参赛项目和参与人数最多的一届。总决赛还首次进行了全程网络直播， 在国内外多个直播平台，共吸引近1000人观看，盛况空前。2020年是极不平凡的一年，全球面临世界疫情和百年未有之大变局，新问题、新挑战层出不穷。这场疫情也启示我们大家生活在一个互联互通、休戚与共的地球村里的，各国从来没有像今天这样休戚与共、紧密相连。人类是一个命运共同体，没有哪个国家能够独善其身、包打天下，只有同舟共济、团结协作、群策群力，运用创新的思维，创造性的去寻找解决方案，才是正确的方向。在这里，我还想对参赛的选手和广大的留学生提几点希望。希望同学们与新时代同向而行，坚定前进的信心，立大志，明大德，成大才，担大任，努力成为堪当民族复兴重任的时代新人，让青春在为祖国、为民族、为人民、为人类的不懈奋斗中绽放绚丽之花。希望同学们爱国爱民，树立为祖国、为人民永久奋斗、赤诚奉献的坚定理想，才能跳出自我封闭的狭小天地，增强做中国人的志气、骨气和底气，不断升华人生的境界。希望同学们锤炼品德，明辨是非曲直，增强自我定力，矢志追求更有高度、更有境界、更有品位的人生。希望同学们勇于创新，深刻理解和把握时代潮流和国家的需要，敢为人先，敢于突破，以聪明才智贡献国家，以开拓进取服务社会，以无私奉献造福人类。希望同学们实学实干，脚踏实地，埋头苦干，孜孜不倦，如饥似渴，在攀登知识高峰中追求卓越，在肩负时代重任时行胜于言，在真刀实枪的实干中成就一番事业。希望同学们广交朋友，在日常学习、工作、生活中，跟澳洲的朋友们、同学们交往、交流、交心，厚植友谊，成为中澳青年友谊的桥梁，也为中澳的友好做出积极的贡献。在充满机遇与挑战的2021年，在第16届春晖杯大赛墨尔本预选赛即将启动之际，我真诚地邀请维州、塔州的青年积极参与本届大赛。现在，我宣布第16届春晖杯中国留学人员创新创业大赛墨尔本预选赛正式启动，也祝愿本次大赛取得圆满的成功。谢谢大家。Dear distinguished guests, Dear distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, friends, good morning. I'm very honored and delighted to attend to the launching ceremony of the 16th Chunhui Cup today and witness those innovative students ignite their passion and realize their dreams. The Chunhui Cup is a vital student activity in implementing China's advocation of mass entrepreneurship and innovation. After 16 years of development, the Chunhui Cup has become a successful and widely recognized innovation and entrepreneurship brand. The competition a platform for both students and entrepreneurs, brings outstanding students together and integrates research and industry. Over the past 5 years, China has attained decisive achievements in securing a complete victory in building a moderately prosperous society in all aspects. Much was accomplished towards making China a country of innovators with significant advances in human crewed space flight, lunar exploration, marine engineering, supercomputing, quantum information, China rejuvenation high-speed train, manufacture of large passenger aircraft, and other areas. However, we need to take more steps to address imbalances and inadequacies in development. Our innovation capacity in crucial areas needs to be improved to meet the needs of high-quality development. To address global issues concerning sustainable development, such as climate change, environmental protection, energy, and so on. We need more creative ideas, technologies, and approaches. This year's 2 sessions have adopted proposals for China for implementing the 14th five-year plan for national economic and social development and the long-range objective through the year 2035. It symbolizes we will embark on a new journey to build China into a modern socialist society in all aspects. Entering the new stage of development, fully applying the new development philosophy, and accelerating our efforts to create a new development paradigm to promote high-quality development. The need for innovation is in greater demand than ever. In such an innovation-driven age, precious opportunities and wider stages will be available for innovative students. There are numerous well-known tertiary education institutions in Melbourne and Tasmania, which have attracted many outstanding overseas students. Since the establishment of the Melbourne Qualifier in 2016, the competition has received strong support from the Victorian government, the City of Melbourne, Australian entrepreneurs, investors, and business incubators. Thank you for your continued support. Let me also thank Dr. Selina Liu, Managing Director of GBCA, and her team for their contribution in coordinating this year's event. With your efforts, qualifiers from Victoria and Tasmanian Tasmanian communities have grown from strength to strength. The participants have learned so much teamwork, creativity, and a deeper understanding of sustainable innovation. Their proposals have been funded by investors or taken to a higher level. Last year was a challenging year. The pandemic raged worldwide. But even the pandemic didn't stop our innovative steps. In 2020, the Cup overcame numerous challenges and was held online for the first time. The final were live streamed, attracting thousands of people throughout different platforms. We are happy to see that the method of applying live stream is kind of innovation. As the world goes through a raging pandemic and a profound change rarely seen in the century, new problems and new challenges appear one after another. COVID-19 reminds us that we are living in an interconnected global village with a common stake. All countries are closely connected and share a common future. No country can prosper in isolation or meet all challenges on its own. Embracing unity, cooperation, and coordination, and applying an innovative way of thinking is the only right way forward. Here, I hope you, the young generation, can advance with time. Always keep humanity in mind. Study hard and work hard to contribute to the community, to the state, to the country, and the whole human society. And I hope you can keep an open mind from global perspective and foster an innovative way of thinking. I also hope you will make friends with your fellowship during your study and the daily life. Through communication and exchange, you will become true friends, a bridge between the youth, from the two sides. That's making a positive contribution to the friendship between China and Australia. Last but not least, I welcome all innovative students from Victoria and Tasmania to participate in this competition. And then now I declare the 16th Chunhui Cup Melbourne Qualifying open. And I wish all participants all the best and the competition a great success. Thank you.
Thank you, Council General, for your insightful views and strong encouragement. 感谢龙舟总领事的致辞，您的话语激励了在场的每一位选手，也相信呢，让海内外的我们时刻都抱有一颗赤子之心。Next, I would like to invite Ms. Fiona Letters, Director of International Education Global Victoria. 接下来呢，让我们有请 Global Victoria 国际教育部主任 Fiona Letters 女士为我们致辞。Please welcome.
Thank you so much, Echo, and good morning, everyone. My name is Fiona Letos, and I am the Director of International Education at Global Victoria. I would firstly like to begin by acknowledging the traditional Aboriginal owners of country throughout Victoria, their ongoing connection to land and water, and of course we pay our respects to their culture and their elders, past, present and future. I'd like to also acknowledge Consul General Lung Zhou from the Chinese Consulate in Melbourne, Professor John Dewar, Vice-Chancellor of La Trobe University, Dr. Selena Yu, Managing Director, Global Business College of Australia, and all our distinguished guests today. It's an absolute pleasure to be here with you today for the virtual launch ceremony for the 2021 Chunhui Cup Students' Innovation and Entrepreneurship competition. This fantastic competition highlights the very strong and growing engagement between Victoria and China in supporting young people to initiate business ventures in China and Australia. And of course, we congratulate Dr. Selena Yu and the Global Business College of Australia for their terrific support of this excellent initiative. It's really great to see participants gain insight and direction from senior industry specialists and professionals to advance their ideas at all stages of their projects. And I'm really pleased to see that Global Business College of Australia has provided considerable assistance to students through the delivery of information sessions, workshops, seminars, and discussion panels. Study Melbourne also helps graduates to have strong employability and entrepreneurship skills, including through an exciting new entrepreneurship program called Future Founders. Future Founders is a partnership between Study Melbourne and Start Space at the State Library of Victoria. And this is a program that builds on the first and very highly successful Future Founders Festival, which was held last year. And we've expanded the program to include community roadshows, intensive boot camps, festival programming, and Australia's first international student incubator, with $10,000 in venture scholarships on offer for up to 8 startup teams. This program will introduce students to entrepreneurship and the startup ecosystem, while increasing their skills capability and business networks for students actively working on starting a new business. Future Founders will give students the chance to learn from leading entrepreneurs to boost their career readiness. Registrations are now open at startspacehq.com/future founders, and we greatly encourage Chunhui participants to also get involved. This program, Future Founders, is part of a suite of student experience programs that we've put together. Other programs include our Career Catalyst Employability Program and Leadership Labs. And these programs aim to help international students get the most out of their Victorian education and to make the connections and develop the confidence, practical skills and knowledge needed to launch their careers. And these programs are part of Victoria's commitment to international students, whether they're here in Victoria or studying offshore. Of course, it goes without saying that international students are a vital part of our academic and broader community. They give so much to Victoria and contribute to our vibrant and inclusive society. Last year, Victoria had over 220,000 international students, and while most of these students were still living and studying in Victoria, many were enrolled and studying online in their home countries due to those travel restrictions. And this, of course, included many students in China. And it will be no surprise to you that Victoria receives more Chinese students than any other nationality. Over a quarter of all our international student enrolments in Victoria are from China. And COVID has significantly impacted international students here in Victoria and around the world. So the Victorian government worked really hard to respond quickly to support international students and the sector during this time. This included the International Student Emergency Relief Fund, which provided payments of $1,100 to over 33,000 international students who experienced financial hardship due to lost work. It also includes the $50 million emergency support program delivered through the Red Cross. We've provided food aid, including a free food bank supermarket in central Melbourne. And there's been increased support through our exemplary Study Melbourne Student Centre with 24/7 phone help, information, casework, crisis assistance referrals, and free legal advice. We've also funded community organisations that have been assisting international students, including the Centre for Holistic Health, which offers counselling and wellbeing services for Chinese students. Looking ahead, the Victorian government is continuing to implement its $33.4 million International Education Short-Term Recovery Plan to support international students and the sector. And as part of this, we are establishing a network of Study Melbourne hubs around the world. The first hub has already opened in Shanghai and is proving very popular with students and, of course, Victorian providers. And we are on track to open our hubs in Kuala Lumpur and Ho Chi Minh City very soon. So through our Study Melbourne hubs, we want to connect with as many international students offshore as possible. And in particular, the Shanghai hub is helping students currently studying online in China, as well as prospective students. And it provides a shared physical location for students to study collectively and participate in a range of activities. And students can also connect into our Future Founders, Career Catalyst and Leadership Labs programs through our offshore study hubs. So thank you again for this terrific opportunity to be here today and be part of this terrific event. It's really wonderful to see this competition continue to grow. I think the opportunity for students to build their entrepreneurial and innovation skills through this learning journey will be invaluable to whatever career they pursue beyond their studies. So I'd like to wish all the candidates in the Chunhui Cup the very best, and I look forward to hearing about your experiences and, of course, your great successes. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ms. Letters, for providing support from the Victorian government. Now, I would like to invite Professor John Duo, Vice Chancellor and President of La Trobe University. 下面呢，让我们有请拉筹伯大学的 John Duo 校长为我们致辞。Please welcome.
Thank you very much, Echo, and hello, everyone. I'd also like to acknowledge the fact that today's event and its participants are located on the lands of many traditional custodians throughout Victoria and in other parts of Australia. And I pay my respects to Indigenous elders, past, present, and emerging, and extend that respect to Indigenous participants who might be joining us online today. I'm delighted to be here for this event, launching the Melbourne Qualifier for the 2021 Chunhui Cup Global Student Innovation and Entrepreneurship Competition. And thank you very much to Dr. Selina Yu, Managing Director of the Global Business College of Australia, for inviting me to speak. I'd also like to acknowledge Mr. Zhu Long, Consul General of the People's Republic of China here in Melbourne. It's great to see you again, Mr. Long. And of course, Ms. Fiona Litos, Director of International Education at Global Victoria. At La Trobe University, we know how important it is to help students develop entrepreneurial skills and to support startups to get their ideas off the ground. We and many other universities in Melbourne are committed to supporting innovation and entrepreneurship opportunities for our students, for our staff, and our communities that we serve. It's a mission, I think, that has become even more important during the COVID-19 pandemic, because creative thinking, new ideas, new products are exactly what we need now to stimulate economic activity, create jobs, and to help communities recover from the pandemic. At La Trobe, we've been running our own accelerator program since 2017. And last year, we joined the Fishburners Founders Hub as a La Trobe community member. And I think one of the great things about innovation and entrepreneurship is that there are so many opportunities for students, whether run by individual universities, by the state government, or by community bodies. There are a huge range of options open to you once you get to the end of this program. There are also international opportunities. So, for example, we have established a global markets accelerator program that partners up with accelerator programs in Belgium, Singapore, and Indonesia, so that Melbourne-based startups can take their products to the world. And I'm sure there are many other similar programs operating elsewhere. But above all, we know that it takes time to build a really strong startup ecosystem. And this competition has established an enviable reputation over the last 15 years and is quite rightly regarded as the most prestigious and the most influential entrepreneurial competition in China. The Chunhui Cup stands out because it's hosted annually, and it's a global challenge that includes overseas Chinese students and scholars from more than 20 countries. It really is the gold standard in mobilizing students and startups and help them to build connections with entrepreneurial mentors and partners and develop international collaborations in business, technology, and research. It provides students with the opportunity to put their innovative ideas into practice and to develop entrepreneurial knowledge and skills across a wide range of domains, including biomedicine, energy and efficiency projects, resources, and agricultural science and technology. I understand that this year's competition will focus in particular on supporting and promoting flexible and agile ways of developing and implementing your ideas. And I think we've seen during COVID that being adaptable and responsive is going to become even more important for entrepreneurship and innovation to succeed. The Melbourne Qualifier and the Chunhui Cup in China also provide a platform for students and startups across different universities to connect with enterprises and investors and to understand different markets in both Australian and Chinese contexts. So it's the Melbourne Qualifier is recognised as a really important contest in its own right that provides participants with the opportunity to gain insights and direction from senior industry specialists and professionals to advance their ideas at all stages of the project life cycle. It's a fantastic program, and I wish all of the participants the very best in the Melbourne Qualifier for this year's Chunhui Cup. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor Zhu, for your kind words and full support. And thank you all for your presentations. 那么让我们再次感谢所有的发言嘉宾。Now, I would like to invite Dr. Selina Pingyu to overview the Cup, the Qualifier, and the GBCA. 那么下面让我们有请澳洲国际商学院常务副校长于平博士为我们介绍春晖杯大赛的相关事宜。来，有请。
Thanks, Echo. Good morning, Your Excellency Consul General of Longzhou, Mr. Guo Chunming, Council of Education Office, the Consulate General of the People's Republic of China in Melbourne, Ms. Fiona Litos, Director of International Education at Global Victoria, Professor John Dewar, Vice Chancellor and President at La Trobe University. Judging Panel Chair of Melbourne Qualifier, Distinguished Professor Xinglong Han, Pro-Vice Chancellor Research Quality at Swinburne University of Technology, representatives from universities and industries, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. It is my great pleasure to welcome you all to the Melbourne Qualifier competition of the 16th Global Student Innovation and Entrepreneurship Competition. I'm Selina Yu, Managing Director of Global Business College of Australia, the proud organizer of this year's Melbourne Qualifier. And this is the third time we, together with our co-organizers, to run this event. I'd like to take this great opportunity to acknowledge the tremendous encouragement and support from the Consulate General. GBCA is an Australia-recognized vocational education and training provider. We also partner with the University of Canberra and GBCA's sister institute, Advantage Institute Australia, to offer courses from certificates to master program in different disciplines for domestic and international students. We are very fortunate to have established many industry and education partners to support our vision of enabling our students to apply the knowledge they learn to the real world. We have held the ICT competition and published over 10 A and A+ journal papers with UTS and a joint ARC research grant. We also sponsored several students working with the National Library in Canberra. We have convened many events and seminars on the topics of high technology, innovation, entrepreneurship. As highlighted by Fiona Latos, developing students' entrepreneurial skills is very important to boost their career readiness, which is part of Victorian government's commitment to international students. We are very excited to be one of the organizers of Chunhui Cup Melbourne Qualifier. It is our wish that our students and all students can achieve more and thrive in those opportunities. Over 15 years, the Chunhui Cup has developed into a very prestigious event, now with participation from over 30 countries. The objective is to support young people during their tertiary studies to develop capacity for entrepreneurship and innovation, and opportunity to connecting to the wider Chinese products and capital markets. And in the context of Melbourne Qualifier, also help to build a productive professional and business links between Victoria and China. Melbourne Qualifier also assists participants to better prepare for grand finals in China, but also helps build local connections, boosting the domestic ecosystem in Victoria. In 2016, several Victorian student associations formed the Melbourne Qualifier and got admitted to the Chunhui Cup. From 2019, GBCA was very honored to be invited to organize this event with them. I thank them all for their hard work and close engagement. I think the highlights of the events in 2019 and 2020 were not only about the awards, but also the workshops and one-to-one mentorship that we organized at different stages of selection process. Many participants said that it had been a fruitful journey for them. In the past 2 years, Melbourne Qualifier received a total of 37 submissions, and 23 of them were chosen for the grand final in China. A broad range of products and projects were covered by different universities. Here we can only show the university of team leaders. Each team actually is often made up of students from many universities and industry past students. I still recall in 2019, all judges unanimously awarded the first prize to a team of second-year students from the University of Melbourne, whose entry in the competition was a smart parking guidance system. This aimed to work with satellite maps to assist drivers in selecting and reserving the nearest parking space. This will be very valuable when Melbourne CBD comes live again. Even though 2020 was a very hard year, we think we did an excellent job in running an COVID-friendly virtual qualifier. Participants highly valued the opportunity to be able to join online sessions and workshops to talk to mentors, judges, and to seek their guidance. We are excited to be able to continue host this year. We hope with the continuing support from our partners, from the university representatives, we can have even more submissions and finalists than previous years. And I totally agree with the insightful views from the Vice Chancellor John Dewar has shared with us today. That is, and I quote, supporting innovation and entrepreneurship opportunities for our students is a mission that has only become more important during the COVID pandemic to stimulate economic activity, create jobs, and help communities to recover from the pandemic. And here is a program schedule for the Melbourne Qualifier. And actually today, 20th May, is a very good day to launch this ceremony because 520 in Chinese slang means I love you. So the Chunhui Cup Melbourne Qualifier is a competition that aims to build a sustainable and livable city and world, provide our participants with love and support to realize their entrepreneurial dreams. And the Melbourne Qualifier will conclude in the mid-July, and we look forward to seeing more innovative and entrepreneurial projects. And I'd like to extend my utmost gratitude to the chair of the judging panel and to other prominent professors. We also have 5 very experienced business leaders and successful entrepreneurs as our judges. One of our judges, Mo Wei, CEO of AL Capital, told me that he is keen to provide investment funding to projects with great market potential. Most of our judges has been with us for the last 2 years, have provided most valuable and comprehensive advice and guidance to the participants, as well as encouraging feedback. And I thank them all for their marvelous contribution. Here we come to the requirements and criteria for the Melbourne Qualifier. The participants need to be current or recent tertiary students, and competing teams require at least 1 Chinese participant in the team, which means he or she will be the links to China. We hope the proposed product or service is innovative, full of market potential, and the Melbourne Qualifier winners will have the opportunity to enter the final competition in China. Hopefully, we can offer as much help as possible with their entrepreneurial journey. And as shown on the slides, there will be 10 awards. This year, the Green Development Award will be given to the business case demonstrating the best overall sustainability. The quality of our local awardees improves every year, and we look forward to our winners performing well in the grand final in China this year. Once again, I'd like to thank distinguished speakers, university representatives, expert panel of judges, industry partners, and our co-organizers for their invaluable contributions to making this event a great one. And I conclude by wishing all the participants the very best. I can't wait to meet the finalists. Thank you. Now I will hand over to Echo.
Thank you, Dr. Yu, for the comprehensive introduction of this exciting event. 非常感谢 Selina 平瑜校长的致辞以及对本次大赛非常详尽的介绍。Since its establishment, the number of qualifier entries and the influence of the competition grew pleasingly. In 2020, we had to go online, and this was managed effectively. It saw 20 business cases covering artificial intelligence, intelligent platforms, medicine, and energy. 12 projects of entrepreneurial teams were finally selected and won the 15th Chunhui Cup final. 朋友们，春晖杯墨尔本赛区自设立以来在参赛项目人数以及赛事影响力方面逐年递增。2020年第15届春晖杯墨尔本预选赛自启动起，历经1个多月的项目征集，共吸引参赛项目20项，涵盖人工智能、智能平台、医学和能源等新兴产业。经过层层项目甄选，最终有12个创业团队的项目成功入围第15届春晖杯总决赛，并且获奖。Today, we are very happy to invite 2 representatives of former winning teams. 那么今天我们很高兴地邀请到了往届入围总决赛的获奖团队的代表选手，和大家一起来分享一些比赛的心得体会。First of all, please welcome Fu Yu, the 15th Chunhui Cup Melbourne Qualifier Promising Potential Prize Award-winning team representative. 让我们首先有请第15届春晖杯墨尔本预选赛创新创业成长奖的获得者，无享茶园项目团队代表傅玉同学来为我们分享他的经历和经验。来，有请傅玉同学。
Thank you, Echo, for your introduction. Good morning, everyone. I'm Fu Yu. It's so lovely to be here sharing my stories of taking part in the 15th Chunhui Cup Global Student Innovation and Entrepreneurship Competition. My project is Wuxiang Tea Garden, which proposes building up an ecotourism space based on an old tea factory. Wuxiang means living a comfortable life as you wish. The old tea factory was built in the 1950s and has been run in a very traditional way for almost 70 years. When I finished my study in Melbourne, I came back home and had a totally different view of running a business. As one of the stakeholders, I suggested that we should do something new. Why not integrate the resources by connecting the factory with the tea farmland, with the hotels, and with the restaurants? Why not make it an eco-tourism space? Why not strengthen the cultural value of tea? My suggestions were received by the other stakeholders, and we drafted a business plan. Chunhui Cup supported me a lot. Before the competition, we got the chances to attend a set of tutorials. These tutorials gave me a lot of guidance and inspirations in writing a standard plan for business use. I learned from the tutorials that a standard business plan should include many parts, such as the target customers, financial planning, market strategies, and most importantly, the team. People who run the business are critically important, so I put much effort in building up my team. Fortunately, I got responses from my friends who also had some new ideas and experience in the field of ecotourism. Here, I would love to introduce my initial team. They are Abby, Veronica, Eunice, Danny, Nicole, and me. We were doing overseas studies in different countries, and we had our own expertise in finance, business, medicine, and health. The multidisciplinary cooperation made the business plan very creative. In the final competition, we also got much guidance to make the business plan practical. I still remember Mr. Gao Songyu, the co-founder of Boman Jingzi, made comments on our presentation. Mr. Gao valued our thoughts in developing the cultural ingredients of tea products and also compared our business with T2, which is a very popular tea brand in Melbourne. The competition was not the end. After being listed as Chunhui Cup, our project was invited by Wuxi, Suzhou, Guangzhou, and many other cities to be practically launched. During the Chunhui journey, I met peers who were also the Chunhui project managers. It's very fortunate to meet Ms. Sun Yao, who is the founder of Starry Night, an NGO contributing to protecting and maintaining minority culture. Sun Yao led her team and designed the new package for our tea this year. Here are the photos of the new package. The theme is 24 solar term, which means our tea is natural and healthy. It's also very fortunate to meet Dr. Ding Weishu, an expert in business management. Dr. Ding was invited as the chief strategic consultant by my company, and we created an official WeChat account for our Wuxiang Tea Garden. You can scan the QR code if you like our tea garden. I really appreciate the Chunhui Cup Innovation and Entrepreneurship competition. Chunhui Cup helped me view the traditional factory in an innovative way and helped my company grow up in an up-to-date manner. I would really love to encourage you to take part in the 16th Chunhui Cup Innovation and Entrepreneurship competition. I'm sure you will get much surprise during Chunhui journey. Thank you.
Thank you， 谢谢付宇同学带来的分享。Next, please welcome Bruce Gu, the 15th Chunhui Cup Melbourne Qualifier third prize award-winning team representative. 有请第15届春晖杯墨尔本预选赛3等奖获得者，智慧城市中数字与用户隐私在智慧城市的解决方案项目团队代表 Bruce Gu 同学来为我们做经验分享，有请。
Thanks, Echo. It was my pleasure to be invited in here today and sharing my experience. I thought, because initially I was asking to share experience, I thought the hardest part when participating in this competition will be when drafting a business proposal. So I assume sharing this experience might be useful for all the competitors today. So just a small background for myself, and my name is Bruce Gu, and currently I'm serving as a lecturer in Victoria University. I participated in a competition last year, which is 15th Chunhui Cup 2020. My project is a customizable application of data and user privacy in the smart city. And we actually had a company established in overseas and called Smart Edge Technology Pty Ltd. The achievements for this project last year was the grand final in the Chunhui Cup finals and the third prize in the qualifying competition. There's lots of support that Chunhui Cup can provide to us. At the end of the day, from my project, we actually received a 2 angel investment proposal, but due to some reasons, personal reasons, we didn't take that out. But there's a lot of support, a lot of investment opportunities, a lot of consultation sessions if you have anything not quite understanding, and also a lot of organization-wise, they also will come to and help your project to be developed. So when drafting the business proposal, the first part always you have to be really clearly describe what your company actually do. There doesn't has to be a chunky paragraph, but it has to be pinpoint to a pin into the actual market. You will analyze the problem. So what's the market problem? So what does the market want is very important. And what's the problem in the current market? That's what you need to clarify. Contradiction and a conflict, and you need to make that the problem stronger and the truer the better. So don't over look at the problem, but you need to go into a specific problem. And the solutions wise, next part you will go to the solution. You will need to address the problem above, and both in technical way or strategic way. Then you share with the market size data. But you need to avoid that with the big market data, which means, for example, I'm doing a project in the data privacy section in the smart city, but I'm not collecting the data from the smart city. I'm only collecting the data relevant to my project, which is the data issues. So don't need to make the data super big. It looks really nice data, but make that focus on a project related and as close as better. Then it goes to your product. This is one of the most important parts as well. That's how you're going to demonstrate to the investors that I have a potential. You should be confident to invest on me. So the product wise, it depends on 2 situations. If you have one, you better demonstrate with the pictures or videos. If you don't have one, you can describe your future products or any prototype or any concept, but this has to be as clear as possible. Then it goes to your business model. Business model basically is how you're going to make the profit, how you're going to make the revenue, and you need to have a profit mechanism. So for example, is if I'm doing a website, a hotel website, in a mechanism, I'll have to clearly address that what's my rent for each room and how many nights in average people will stay, and peak hours and things like that. And you also need to calculate the potential revenue from the mechanism as well to draft out the entire business model, how you're going to make the revenue. Then you go to the adoption strategy. So the adoption strategy basically is the marketing, is how you're going to promote your product, how you're going to promote your business, and how you're going to promote, how you're going to attract more customers in the future. Because attraction for the customers is continuous thing. It's not only once off, but you need to do that plan properly. And then you will analyze the competition and the competitors, which is you have to address the difference between you and other market player. I'm pretty sure in the market, you will not be only the one, even though the project is super innovative, but at the end of the day, there will be some other players too. So they're always compatible. And therefore you need to address the advantages for your competition, for your company. What's the core advantages? Again, so all of these things, don't make it too wide, but specifically to your project and highlight your advantages. So for the teams wise, the team highlight needs to be specific as well. Of course, the team will comprehensive. The team will consist with the people from technical marketing or business development, etc. But at the end of the day, for the team, there is a specific focus for the team. For example, my team is basically a technical team, but I have some other partners working for the marketing and the business development, but the highlight, it will be the technical. That will build up the enough confidence for the investors too. Then it goes to the user testimonials, if applicable. So if you have the product already, what's the press feedbacks, what's the financial data of your current product, and then you're gonna prove that the product is demandable by the market. And then it will goes to your financial plan, which is also important. Pretty much for the investors, they will look at your financial plan and see whether you are confident to your product or not. But in the financial plan, don't overconfident, don't blindly confident. So you have to be confident. You have to think about a bit more difficulty part. Think more difficulties that could happen in the future. That's why the first part you're going to do by yourself is the evaluation for your company. You need to understand what you are, how much revenue you are making. And then it goes to the financing plan. If you are trying to go to the financing round, angel round, round A, B, C, or etc., this needs to be well planned. So basically, ideally in 5 years time, or 5 to 6 years. Yeah. Also the cost of plan as well. You need to draft the cost of plan. What's the cost that goes out, and also the target to be achieved within a certain time frame. Yeah. It's only not very much time for me to share experience here, but if anyone who is interested on to discuss about these business proposal drafting things, feel free to contact me afterwards. That's 100% fine. Yeah, supportive for all the all the participants. Thank you. Thanks, Deco.
Thank you, Bruce, and thank you for your informative testimonials. 那么再次感谢两位为我们带来非常宝贵的经验，相信他们的分享呢，让大家获益良多，同时也激起了不少灵感的火花。那如果大家还有什么问题想要与他们交流的话呢，请在我们的对话框里留言提问，稍后他们会为大家答疑解惑。If you have any questions and want to communicate with our previous contestants, please leave a message in our chat board and they will answer your questions. Now, we will be coming to the Q&A session. Due to limited time, I will select some of the questions. 那么接下来呢，就让我们进入到答疑环节。由于时间有限，我会选择部分的问题，那么请大家提问。Okay, the first question. Does the business plan for the Melbourne Qualifier need to be more focused on the local Australian market? 那么此次墨尔本预选赛的商业计划书的撰写是否是要更加侧重于澳洲本地的市场呢？让我们请付宇同学来回答一下。
Okay, thank you, Echo, for clarifying the questions. When we are talking about the target market, it depends on the market you are targeted at. If you are going to launch your company in Melbourne, the answer might be yes. If your market is targeted in China, just like my company, you may not need to mention Australian market in the short term.
Thank you.
That's my answer.
Okay, the next question. The project prospect of our team is promising, but there is no clear plan for the budget planning of the project. Can I ask whether there is professional advice on the project budget planning? 我们的团队呢有一个非常好的前景，但是对项目的预算规划没有非常清晰。请问是否可以在项目的这个预算规划上给出专业的建议呢？有请 Bruce 为我们来做解答。
Yeah, okay, for the budgeting, that's a very good question. It's very critical for a business at the initial stage. Well, for the budgeting, first of all, you need to understand where you are in the industry. So that was, for example, because you basically, most of the people are here as the first time to establish your business. So you need to have a fully understand what the position of yourself or your company in the market. This is the initial things that you have to understand about it, and then do some investigations on the other companies or the other entities, how they're going to control or how they're going to budgeting their business. And then you're going to go into some the static cost, which is rent, some other like accounting, promotions, or even the IP cost, and etc. And you also need to have some predictions of the future cost as well. Again, don't blind confidence, but have some future plan. If you have your product, what's the cost of the product? And if the product line has been expanded, what's the future expanded product line gonna cost you? And what's the revenue that would bring to you, etc. So you're gonna consider all of these things. And then you will go to some kind of the specific expanding. So a reserved amount of money, that's what I said. Reserved amount of the money. This is helpful when the company is in some kind of the urgent situation or anything. This is always useful for the reserved money. So again, as one sentence, always don't blind confident, but look in more broad wise and goes into the details for the finance plan. Thanks.
Thank you, Bruce. 好，谢谢，感谢大家的提问啊，也谢谢付玉同学和顾书俊同学的解答。那么在这里呢，再次感谢各位参加到本次的在线启动仪式，也欢迎广大留学人员踊跃参加本届春晖杯墨尔本预选赛。您可以扫描屏幕上的二维码入群，与众多的参赛选手们一起交流创业的体会与感想。Thank you again for your interest and participation. Please scan the QR code on the screen to join the qualifier WeChat group, so you can engage in discussion. 好，给大家一些时间，我们去扫一下屏幕上的这个二维码。那么接下来呢，就有请所有的来宾朋友们，让我们一起打开你的设备上的摄像头，我们来一起拍一张大合影。Now I would like to invite all our guests to open the camera on your devices. And let's have a group photo together. 好的 Is everybody ready? Is our working staff ready? Okay. 好，我数3、2、1啊。3, 2, 1, cheese. Okay. 3, 2, 1, cheese. 好，谢谢 Thank you. Once again, thank you everyone for your attendance. We look forward to your ongoing support and encouragement. Now I would like to formally conclude today's ceremony. See you soon in the following workshops and awarding ceremony. 那么再次感谢大家的莅临，今天的启动仪式呢就到这里了，让我们决赛场上再见。See you soon.
Thank you.